Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Grand Lux by Ciro Marchetti. Website at the top here is usgamesinc.com. Feel free to freeze frame on any of that information if you want it. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Website on the back here is hayhouse.com. Not sure if that's up to date, but if you use a search engine and go to Hay House or just search up Hay House, you should find it easily. Okay, what do we have for Virgo besides a loud truck passing by? Oh, that's okay. Before we start talking, like this looks good, but we got a lot coming in. All right, so there's a lot of work coming in. Virgo's, yeah, I don't think that's really going to scare you. Something you've been waiting to come forward. You knew it was going to come forward. I feel like it's other people. I feel like I'm more concerned about other people. Something is sort of going to plan, sort of. I've been trying to get something to start. I've been waiting for it to start. I've been trying to get ready for it. You've been actively getting ready for something to start. Like this is like in plan, on point, what's supposed to happen, waiting for something to start. You've been putting a lot of effort into it. You're ready for something. When I see this you've been saving your coins. You've been putting it together. You've been getting it set. Like when this gets going, I've got everything ready that I can do what I need to do. If there's any learning involved, you've done what you need to do for that. If there's like making a space cleared, you got that cleared. If you've had to like get a babysitter for certain things, you've gotten that. You know what I mean? If you've had to, whatever you've had to do, you've gotten it ready. You're stable and ready for this to start. You got the Knight of Pentacles. I saw it coming. I knew it was coming. It's ironic. There's a lot of fire coming in. But you saw it coming. You knew when it started it was going to be kind of all over the place. You made provisions for that. When it does finally start, which seems like it should start at any time. Yeah, no, you're ready. Seven of Fire. Holding the line. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. People aren't going to push me, but I am going to get involved. You're not running, even though there's a lot of fire involved, like there's some random things that have to be taken care of, this has to be done, that has to be done. You are doing and you are holding up your side. You're not driving yourself crazy. You knew there was going to be some aggravations and it doesn't seem to bother you any more than it normally would. Kind of like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I wasn't going to really like it, but I am going to succeed through it, so here we go. How to explain this Page of Wands? Kind of like, I'm not looking to build the house all by myself, but you know what? I will, go pick up the supplies. I'll hammer a couple nails where I need to, and I'll organize things where they need to be organized. And as things start to show up, I'll start picking them up and put them where they're supposed to go. I'll start creating a system if I need to, if it's not already there. But you're not like, I'm not going to build the whole house by myself. I'm not going to try to run ahead and just make it all happen. I'm going to take my time. I know it's going to be constantly random, but I'm going to handle it piece by piece as I can, best I can. Ready for it. Saw it coming. I think what I'm also seeing is this person. Don't get caught up in the gender. It is the King of Wands, but don't worry about the gender. It's more about this person that you might have already known was going to be all over the place, but they get a lot done, but they get a lot done on their terms. There seems to be a history connection, like you knew what this person was about. Do you like working with this person? I don't know. I feel like you like them. Do you like working with this person? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just see. Because there's a quality of something here. It's kind of like it's not just about how things are done. It's about the outcome is what I feel more about. Six of Swords. Things move on when they need to. And if we want things to change, this is how it's going to change. Six of Swords is kind of like, you know what, this is what gets things to move forward. Is this really how I work? I don't think so. But Do I want to just sit here and nothing happen? No. I'm not like, it's kind of like, I'm not just going to have some valuables that are like some gifts. It's like having a bunch of gifts and having no one to give them to. What would be the point? If I'm going to have all these gifts, I'm going to have them all together, I'm going to have them all wrapped, but I never get to give them to anybody, it's actually a waste. It's not an asset anymore, it's just a waste if they never go anywhere. There's a purpose, they need to be used. With this person showing up, there's something over here to the side that just sits here and never gets used. And it's when an asset becomes more of a detriment, I guess, when you just never really utilize it. It just never gets utilized. It just sits there. It's just actually taking up space, and now you just have to tend after it and clean up after it. It's becoming more of a chore to have it than actually if you're not going to do something with it. Something needs to be done with it. Whoever this person is, they make things happen. I feel like I like this person, and I'm thankful for this person. I still think they're kind of frustrating. I feel like they're frustrating. But it's not like, I'm not upset about it. Don't get caught up in the gender again. I have the Queen of Wands showing up in the over here too. It's the same thing. It's more of the same. It doesn't matter about the gender. I feel like I'm thankful for them. They aggravate me, but it's understandable, and I'm thankful for it. I don't know how to explain it other than that. It's kind of like it's a little bit bitter. It's a bit, but there's a lot of work coming in. There's a big amount of work coming in. A lot coming in. The thing is, these things that weren't getting utilized, this stuff that was just sitting there, just collecting dust, doing nothing, it's getting utilized. I love that. I feel like I love that. Like, finally, we're doing stuff. At this point, it's kind of like, it feels like pass or fail. I didn't want that just to sit there and get wasted. It's just wasted. Like, if I have 10 gifts over here wrapped and ready to go, but I never get to give them to the people I want to give them to, that's a waste. They never get to have them. I spent money on them. I took time to put them together, but the people I want to enjoy them never enjoy them. It's a waste. This person is coming in and helping you utilize these gifts. Is it happening the way you want to? The fact that it's happening at all, you want that. I feel like I'm shortcutting it. It's kind of like I don't feel like I have the luxury to do it my way. I have either it's going to happen or it's not. And I'm like, well, I want it to happen, so this is how it is. I'm thankful for I'm thankful that it's actually happening. And it's getting to use what I have stored up. This is making sense, I hope. It's got a weird energy to it. At some point, this energy, there's a lot of fire. Like, every single court card of fire is out here. We got the king over here. We got the queen over here. Same, still the environment. We got the page at the top. And I just noticed, we got the knight over here later. There's a lot of fire. A lot of fire. It's fire that's going to consume you for a moment. At some point, they're giving you the heads up. At some point, it's going to kind of overwhelm you. Because, well, I'm going to show you the organization first. This is how to fix it. You're going to have to organize it some. But you're going to get overwhelmed with the fire at some point. It's going to be too much. It's going to overwhelm you at some point. Step back. Take your moment. People might get it's got to be organized. We're going to have to organize it because it gets overwhelming. Step back and organize it. You're just going to have to. That may mean you get behind on a couple things, but at that point, I feel like you're not going to give a crap anyway. You're going to be like, I don't even understand what's going on. So I have to get my ducks in a row, which might just be understanding what is actually happening and how things are coming together. It might take you a couple hours just to get your bearings. Step back and do that. They're saying step back and do that when it gets overwhelming. Just step back, get yourself together, let yourself collect yourself. Because there's some type of energy here that keeps kind of like, I feel like I'm like, you know, a dog sled team, like, you know how the dogs, like, you're mush, mush, mush. It's kind of like, I'm not a dog, stop yelling at me, stop it. Like, just stop, pull back. I feel like it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's just like running you like a dog. Like, it feels like they're running me like a dog, and it's kind of like, stop it, I need a minute to think, to resort, to sort it out. I gotta do it, let me do it. Step back. It's overwhelming. I feel like you're a very important part of this, whatever's going on here. When you step back, and you organize this situation. I do feel like you bring a little bit more reality into the situation too. It's kind of like, wait a minute, wait, what? Why were we doing that all over there? And why was that all over there? And you're like, yeah, exactly. That's my point. Why is that over there? And why is that over there? That makes no sense. That's why I'm stepping back. I gotta breathe for a minute because this doesn't make sense. I don't understand why you're putting stuff like that over there, and stuff like that over there. It's kind of like, somebody keeps putting like ice cream in the cabinet. It's kind of like that's not refrigerated. Like, what are you doing? Are you going to use that in 5 minutes? Why are you even bothering putting it in there? It doesn't go in there. It's going to melt. It's going to be a problem. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why? I feel like that's what you're seeing. Like, why you just put the ice cream where? Like, what? Like, or even if somebody puts the ice cream in the fridge, just for argument's sake. I've been guilty of that. Not by accident, but because like I'll leave it in there for like half an hour, maybe an hour, and then I'll come back and it's more the consistency I want. So it's kind of like, wait a minute. Is there a reason for that? Is there a plan with that? Let's organize what's going on, because if you're doing this for a reason and you plan to use it within an hour to half an hour, we need to make sure we have that, somebody's keeping an eye on that so we don't get caught up in something else and forget about it, and then we come back and like, oh, it's ruined. Let's get it together. You're bringing something into reality here, because the Seven of Cups is saying there's a lot going on, there's a lot being juggled, but there's the lack of reality here that needs to be pulled back into reality. You're grounding the situation. Virgo's Earth, you're grounding. That's one of your gifts, to ground the situation, to bring it into reality. Help that happen. People are going to get bent out of shape about that. Not that they should, but the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups and the Devil card. But the Devil card could be released with this. I feel like the Devil card is happening until you put it into order, because the Devil card is another Earth card. That's something you could work with. Kind of like there are boundaries here. We need to address and respect the boundaries so we can move forward correctly. I do feel like you're going to bring it in. You're going to reorganize it. A new beginning is going to happen. Nothing's going to get lost, but you're going to help somebody see something that they weren't seeing. So the beginning, it's like a rebirth almost. So the rebirth can come in. You get things where you want them to go. There's so much speed here. It's kind of like we have to step back and slow it up. It's kind of like when it finally starts, I got to go with the flow. That makes sense. But there's going to be a spot where it's like, I don't understand anything that's going on here. Your job is to pull it back down, stabilize it, ground it. You'll be a lot happier. New beginning, it's like a rebirth. You're going to be a lot happier with this Mermaid Seduction and the Romance, and then these two cards here, the Nine of Cups and the Star card. But the Star card is communication too. It's not just like things working out perfectly. It's like communication and bringing in the truth so that what needs to happen can actually happen. There's a lot of nervous energy with it. I feel like you might be a little bit annoyed that you have to say something, but if you don't say something, it doesn't get better. It's racing again. Like it's starting to like, I want to race. Pull it back down. We got to pull it down, and I feel like that might be your role in this. Every now and then it's going to get going and start racing again. Okay, let's pull it back. Let me make sure this makes sense. Put things where they go. Good. Everybody else might keep racing, but you might have to like stop, get it together, see what's going on, and then find a way to catch up. And then, all right, wait, it's getting crazy again. Pull it back, sort it out. Okay, this isn't making sense. Redo this, put that there, move that over here. All right, you get back in it. Okay, wait a minute. Pull back again. I feel like it might be a get into the race, pull it back, make sure it's going correctly. All right, good. Get back in the race, pull it back, make sure it's going correctly. Once you get into that rhythm, I feel like once you're in that rhythm, I feel like you'll be fine. Once you're used to it, you'll be fine. But it's like getting to that. Because it's not going to stop. I don't feel like it's going to stop. It also seems to be very lucrative for you. Like, whatever you want from the situation, you do get from it. And I know when this starts, I'm, like, more accepting of that. When I get down to this rhythm part, I don't feel like it's an issue anymore. Like, I don't feel like I'm expecting something that's not going to happen. I don't expect things to slow down that are not going to slow down. I don't expect people to get more organized that are not going to be organized. Like, certain people are going to be random, and you're just like, all right, I know that's going to happen. I just got to check up on it, make sure it's making sense, at least what they're doing. Because there will be a lot of randomness here, but as long as you can get into this rhythm of like you're into this situation, you pull back, You organize it, make sure it makes sense, put it together, let people know what's working and what's not. All right, get back into it. Let me pull back, let me reorganize, let me make sure this makes sense. Okay, good. Get back into it. Once you're in that rhythm, I feel like you're fine. You're like, this is how it's going to work, and I can work with this. If that makes sense. All right, I think we're there. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.